2016, I was asked by Governor OBASEKI to be chairman of a private sector think tank that arranged the annual economic summit, the Alagodaro Economic Summit in Edo State. And that think tank also provided economic recommendations, mainly summary from the work of the annual summits and from other advisory work that we do to the government.
The reason I asked that question is for those who have been eyeing that ticket of the PDP who think rightfully they've worked hard to sustain the party in the past. And their thinking is that Governor Godwin Obaseki, with his relationship with you, somewhat through the back door has come to impose you on the people, on the PDP, in the party. Do you think this is a plus or a negative for your chance?
You know, there are a lot of comments that are flying around that I consider to be distractions. Governor Obaseki's relationship with me is not different from his relationship with 5 or 6 other aspirants. So I don't see what's special about his relationship with me.
Sorry, Godalo, is it a fact or not that Governor Obaseki is instrumental, is inspirational to your ambition?
That's not correct.
When did you join the PDP?
When I started thinking about this was when I joined the PDP. When I first started thinking about it, I wasn't too sure. That was about the first half of 2023. So that must have been, I think it was May 2023, thereabouts. I first started thinking about it. So I said, okay, whilst you're thinking about it, join a party, decide on a party, join the party, and then think about it a bit more. You know, so that's it. You know, so I joined the party in May, and then it took me this long to talk, to consult, to think, to, you know, there's so much involved. You know, my life is going to change totally and completely. I'll have to give up the things I do day to day normally. I'm giving up the things I do day to day normally up until now. I'll need to go into a new terrain, a new area where I'll have to learn different things. I'll have to meet new people. I'll have to make new friends. I'll have to try and talk to different people, pacify people, convince people that I have the capability and the capacity. My experience over the years in the private sector, advising governments in non-governmental, I'd need to bring it to bear. That's how I've gotten to the point I'm at now. You know, so it took me quite a while to go through all of these processes in my mind, in my system, to pray about it and to get to this point.
As a newcomer, an outsider politically speaking in the Edo politics, don't you think this will upset a lot of the ongoings before you stepped into the space?
What was of primary concern for me was what I had to offer the people of Edo State. And in everything I do, everywhere I've been thinking about this process, my primary concern has been the people of Edo State. I see a path from the work I've done on the economic teams, from the work I've done in other spheres. I see a path for Edo State. I was the chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group for 4 years, and I see a path for Edo State. I see a path where Edo State can, in the very near future, develop into a first world economy. And, you know, the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that there's that path. And that's the main reason why I threw my hat in the ring. And I said, if the good people of Edo State give me the opportunity to serve as their governor, then I will follow that path and I will implement certain policies that I know will work to take Edo State into the first world. So for me, that's clearly...
How do you hope to achieve that, Mr.
That other people may be upset was truly secondary. People are always upset about different things anyway. Coming to this, your question, you know, I have like 5 touch points that we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on transforming the lives of people, education, health, you know. We're going to look at putting money in people's pockets, removing people from poverty. We're going to look at infrastructure development. We're going to look at economic growth. We're going to look at reforms, service reforms, public sector reforms, and definitely there's the issue of security. So I have those 5 touch points, and those 5 touch points are also broken into sub-touch points. So, and I see that path. I see the path where if we look at infrastructure development, the key to infrastructure development is to be able to attract capital. So we create an enabling environment that attracts capital. There's $17 trillion of trapped capital in the world that's not being used for anything, because those who hold that capital keep it at idle interest rate because they don't want to lose value on that capital. So if we can immediately show them a path to earning positive interest on that money, some of that money will flow here. What about our Nigerians in diaspora? Edo State has the highest number of Nigerians in diaspora. If we make them confident that the environment can receive monies from them, utilize the monies and make positive returns to them without loss, a lot of that money will flow back into the environment. Yeah. Then we'll be able to build our power stations. We'll be able to make sure our people have water. We'll be able to build 4-lane roads. Our port, Benin Port, we'll be able to ensure it's financed properly, and we'll be able to do all those things that will bring a better life to the people of Edo State. So, you know, I'll bring to bear my project finance experience, my friends internationally. I have very many friends I've made over the last 40 years internationally. I know where the pockets of international capital sit. So what I can do is, if I build confidence in the way we govern Edo State, then I know that a chunk of that capital will flow. So, Shem, it's not that difficult.
Let me ask you, though.
What it requires is purposeful leadership, honest, transparent, trustworthy leadership, and that's what we will offer. And we work hard. We work 18 hours a day to serve the people of Edo State.
I mean, you have, and I don't doubt the depth of your intelligence and knowledge and your network. But one thing is getting the ticket, which is the first a hurdle that you must cross right now. But aren't you disadvantaged with the zoning scenario that is playing up in Edo politics at the moment? Isn't that going to be a problem for you? And how do you hope to cross that hurdle?
Thank you. And I think you're quite right. You know, and I'm taking things one step at a time. The most important thing at this time is to get the party ticket. And I'm working very hard. You know, I'm going around the state, I'm consulting, I'm talking to people. So that's the most important aspect of things now. And that's the focus before we move to the next step. You know, so for me, key, I will continue working hard. I will continue talking to people. I will continue trying my best. The issue of zoning, zoning to Edo Central, I know it's a topical issue. There was a poll that was conducted recently that suggested that about 78% of the people of the state were tilting towards fairness, equity, because they said the Edo Central part of the state hasn't produced a governor substantially for a very long time. That the Edo North has produced a governor and has produced 2 deputy governors for eight years each. Edo South has produced 2 governors and 1 deputy governor for 8 years each. And only Edo Central had a governor for a brief stint of about 16 or 17 months or something. So everybody, those 78% of the people, and many people feel that for equity, fairness, and justice, the governorship should go to Edo Central. But that's fine, you know. I think, and again, I think it's a bit beyond that. I think in addition to that consideration must come the issues of competence and capability and transparency and integrity and strength of character and ability to work hard. I think it's a combination of all of them. It can't just be one thing. You can't just say, oh, we're going to one zone and that's it, and you pick anybody from that zone. You know, there's a lot to it, because Edo State must be served by the most competent capability that is available. Edo State is the first.
Do you think that you are that person at the moment, Mr. Godalo? Do you see yourself at the most?
No, I'm offering myself. I'm offering myself, and I'm putting my competence, my capability, my knowledge, and my resources on the table. And I'm sure other candidates will do the same thing. And then we will leave it to the good people of Edo State to determine who they then want to lead them. So that's how I decide to play it.
All right.
Okay, I will bring you now Ogoge updates for all the way I dey go Edo State. They talk about the politics, but waiting I want bring you give you now right now. I beg, not skip this video. It is very important if you love politics in Nigeria, if you love Edo State, because the reason why I dey talk this thing, I no want waiting they happen for River State, come they happen for Edo State. Waiting they happen for River State, now don't fair happen for Edo State. Between Adansu Shomole and OBASEKI, and now he won't happen, make we open our eyes, because I think OBASEKI they bring somebody they come call Ighodalo, and you will become my governor. I don't care, that is Nigeria. But I also believe that I won't bring something common where we go fit say, go fit be eye opener, so that at the end of the day, the Edo people will not suffer. Now, I swear Ighodalo, a nice man, I love you, but I would have said that you should be a party man. For me, participate in politics at least for like 2-3 years before you say you won't join, so that you could take granted, you have already support people, you have already, and all of that. You have already been in power, and all of that. You can now say, okay, you have an experience and all of that. But, joining the party, according to you, in May 2023, and you won't join the governor, you won't join the race, and at the end of the day, because of the influence of the governor, you feel win, which we know. But that is not a problem. But my problem is because you no get experience in politics and party and all of that. You say you get experience. Even me, I get experience if they carry me. Even me, if somebody support me, if OBASEKI support me, I get experience, I can do it. But the truth is, I may not really have that experience. Even OBASEKI, do you think Edo people, if you are watching this video, Edo people, do you think OBASEKI really make success? Do you want OBASEKI to continue in background? Because by the time this Ighodalo comes, say, no, you don't want make Ighodalo, make OBASEKI control me. Problem will come there. So that is why we are advocating for free and fair primary, for free and fair election. Let the Edo people decide, because Edo people know they want to, they know get the experience, they know who no go disappoint them, who no go cause what Englishman they call hula baloo. I don't speak hula baloo. That one means say kataka.